seems I have not checked the microphone, but now I'm doing that. We're not starting now, I'm just checking the mic. Good? Better? Higher?
Yeah.
This way.
Yeah, perfect.
Ah, yes. It is the microphone. Good?
I think
Great. I'll talk louder when it's church time. Yeah. Okay. Great.
Good morning. Please stand with us and join in our gathering song. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Everywhere you go, take a look at the fine tent, glistening once again, with candy canes and silver lanes that glow. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Toys in every store, but the prettiest sight to see is the holly that will be on your own front door. A pair of hot balloons and a pistol that shoots the wish of party in bed. Dolls that'll talk and will go for a walk is the hope of Janice and Jen. And Mom and Dad will hardly wait for school to start again. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Everywhere you go, there's a tree in the Grand Hotel, one in the park as well, the sturdy kind that doesn't mind the snow. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Soon the bells will start, and the thing that'll make them ring is the carol that you sing right within your heart.
My name is Cindy Dillard, and I'm the Director of Children's and Youth Ministry of this congregation. Alyssa and Colin will come light our chalice. Please join me for our chalice lighting words found in your order of service. We light this chalice, symbol of our Unitarian Universalist faith, to remind us to connect in spirituality and service, to remember each other in the world, and to create loving community.
If you're on this side or this side, I see a lot of empty chairs near you, but people coming in the back can't quite see them. So if there are empty chairs near you and people come in late, please wave them over. We've put 20 more chairs in, we're getting pretty full. So just, look out for everybody who's coming in after you. Every Who down in Whoville liked Christmas a lot, but the Grinch, who lived just north of Whoville, did not. The Grinch hated Christmas, the whole Christmas season. Now, please don't ask why. No one quite knows the reason. It could be his head wasn't screwed on just right. It could be perhaps that his shoes were too tight. But I think that the most likely reason of all was that his heart was 2 sizes too small. Whatever the reason, his heart or his shoes, he stood there on Christmas Eve, hating the Who's, staring down from his cave with a sour, grinchy frown at the warm, lighted windows below in their town. For he knew every Who down in Whoville beneath was busy now hanging a mistletoe wreath. And they're hanging their stockings, he snarled with a sneer. Tomorrow is Christmas. It's practically here. Welcome to worship. I can't do that for an hour. At the Unitarian Universalist Church of Greensboro, I am the Reverend Sadie Lansdale, and I'm the minister of this congregation. Unitarian Universalists believe that each person, even the Grinch, has a trustworthy relationship with the Spirit, with the holy, with what some call God, with the source of all life, but we name it and know it differently from one another. And we believe that because we are interconnected, no one's free until we all are free. So we strive to create beloved community here on earth, in our fellowship with one another, and in our work for justice. Whether today is your first or your 1000th Sunday with us, we are stronger because you are in our midst. We are one people of many beliefs, many origins, sexualities, and genders. We are all growing, all learning, and all loved. Our ministry team at UUCG is Cindy Dillard, our Director of Children's and Youth Ministry, Julie Hamilton, our Congregational Administrator, Colin McCrae, our Director of Music, and me. And we are thrilled to welcome our jazz trio this morning, Kyle Phillips on sax, Brandon Cole on bass, and Luke Steichleather on piano. They will make beautiful music this morning, and your phones will not. Please silence your cell phones and join in our church covenant.
A covenant contains the promises we make to one another in response to the great gift of living, holding ourselves to our holy and highest aspirations. Will you please join me in our church covenant? We, the members of the Unitarian Universalist Church of Greensboro, do covenant to promote a search for personal meaning, respecting the individual truth in a community process of quest. Speak and act with caring, courtesy, and love, thereby maintaining emotional, physical, and spiritual safety for all. Support UUCG and denominational efforts with our resources. Combat injustice while promoting equality. Nurture our children on their spiritual journey, and hold ourselves to this covenant, especially during times of conflict and disagreement.
Then he growled with his Grinch fingers, nervously drumming, "I must find some way to stop Christmas from coming." For tomorrow, he knew, all the Who's, girls, kids, boys would wake bright and early, and they'd rush for their toys, and then, oh, the noise! Oh, the noise, 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 noise! That's one thing he hated. The noise, 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 noise. Then the Who's, young and old, would sit down to a feast, and they'd feast, and they'd feast, and they'd feast, 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 feast. They would feast on Who pudding and rare Who roast beast. which was something the Grinch couldn't stand in the least. And then they'd do something he liked least of all. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, would stand close together with Christmas bells ringing. They'd stand hand in hand, and the Whos would start singing. They'd sing. And they'd sing. And they'd sing, 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 sing. Will you join in our opening song, The 12 Days of Christmas? On the first day of Christmas, my true love came to me, a partridge in a pear tree. On the second day of Christmas, my true love came to me, 2 turtle doves and a partridge in a pear tree. On the third day of Christmas, my true love came to me, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 4th day of Christmas, my true love came to me, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 5th day of Christmas, my true love came to me, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 6th day of Christmas, my true love came to me, 6 geese a-laying, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 7th day of Christmas, my true love came to me, 7 swans a-swimming, 6 geese a-laying, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 8th day of Christmas, my true love came to me, 8 maids a-milking, 7 swans a-swimming, 6 geese a-laying, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 9th day of Christmas, my true love came to me, 9 ladies dancing, 8 maids a-milking, 7 swans a-swimming, 6 geese a-laying, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 10th day of Christmas, my true love came to me, 10 boys a-leaping, 9 ladies dancing, 8 maids a-milking, 7 swans a-swimming, 6 geese a-laying, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 11th day of Christmas, my true love came to me, 11 pipers piping, 10 boys a-leaping, 9 ladies dancing, 8 maids a-milking, 7 swans a-swimming, 6 geese a-laying, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 12th day of Christmas, my true love came to me, 12 drummers drumming, 11 pipers piping, 10 birds a-leaping, 9 ladies dancing, 8 maids a-milking, 7 swans a-swimming, 6 geese a-laying, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. The Grinch would hate that beautiful music. And he'd really hate what we're about to do next. If you're joining us in the sanctuary, won't you wave hello to everybody joining us online? If you're online, go ahead and introduce yourselves in the chat. And if you're in person, greet your neighbors. how beautiful it is to be together. We gather in gratitude this morning, turning our hearts to thanks and praise for the gift of living in the presence of the Spirit that animates all life, in the knowledge that we are powerfully, profoundly connected to all that is, all that has been, and all that will be. During these few minutes of silence, you can focus on something you're grateful for, someone you're remembering especially today, or just the sensation of your chair supporting you. Will you find a comfortable place in your seat? Take a few easy breaths at your own pace as we settle into our silence together. What is it that echoes in your heart? You're invited to offer it up to the holy and lay it down in community in this sacred time together. If you're online, this is the time to share your joys and sorrows with one another in the chat. If you're in person and you have a milestone you'd like added to our prayers, you can fill out a yellow card, which the ushers will collect from you. If there's a joy on your heart, place a plant in the vase. And if a sorrow, place a stone in the bowl. Light a candle of prayer and presence for someone you're holding close to you. And if you're not sure how you're feeling, or maybe you're feeling a little antsy, there are pipe cleaners in the back to fidget with, mandalas to color, or you may have brought your own needlework, which you should feel free to do. In church, we practice becoming more fully human together. This is our time to take stock of how we arrive here and to take what we need, knowing the table is set for us all. join me in prayer and presence? We name aloud or in the chat those people on our hearts, living or dead, near or far, that this community might hold them in love. Held by silence and song, we offer our joys and sorrows alike, knowing they are woven fine. We pray especially for Casey Taryn, who says, since my legal name change, my mother has barely talked to me, and only by text. Prayers of compassion for you, Casey, and a way forward. Laura Redden asks for prayers for her mother in the hospital. Please wish for her strength and wellness. Prayers for you and for your mother, Lauren. Michael Kay's mother passed away last Thursday. She suffered from dementia. Michael feels relief that she no longer suffers. Prayers for you and your family, Michael, your mother's memory, and all who love her. Diane asks for thoughts of healing for my friend's son, Austin, injured in the Tennessee tornado, healing from back surgery, and hoping to be able to walk again. Prayers of healing and compassion, Diane, to Austin and for all who love him. Betsy Lindsay shares, Suzanne Andrews and I visited Fred and Carol Lehman on Friday to deliver a shawl from the choir. Fred is recovering from a broken hip and joining us via streaming. What a joy to see them. Fred and Carol, we're so glad to know you're watching from home. We're also greeting Mary Alice Knight, who's watching from home under hospice care. Mary Alice, it is a joy to know that you're watching. Linda Sullivan's daughter, son-in-law, and granddaughter arrived from Syracuse on Wednesday. Yippee! Prayers of joy for you, Linda, and this time with your family. Alyssa and Colin share a joy that tomorrow is their mother, Dina's birthday. She is turning 57. Dina, prayers of joy and gratitude for your life and your presence in this community. Chris and Lydia Cecil share our daughter Zoya turned a year old last week. She was born 10 weeks premature, but she's now thriving. Prayers of joy and gratitude for you and for Zora for her health and her birthday. Carrie Farley shares a joy that the Grinch changed his mind about Christmas. Carrie, we share your joy. Kate Katahdin shares, yesterday was my daughter's 18th birthday, and Friday she was accepted to Bowdoin College in Brunswick, Maine. Prayers of joy, congratulations, and hope for your daughter, and excitement for whatever the future holds for her. Becky Floyd shares, on December 14th, my granddaughter Zoe turned 11. She's growing up too fast. Prayers of joy for her life and her presence in yours. Caroline Kernahan says, I'm getting married to my partner Sarah Wilson on December 26th in New York. Prayers of joy for you and Sarah and your whole family. Spirit of life and love, God of many names and beyond all naming, source of awe. We pray this morning in the words of John Corrado. Losers. In a culture that worships winners, some people say the church is a place for losers, and they are right. This is a place for losers. This is a place for people who have lost their hair, lost their teeth, lost their place, lost their memories, lost their savings, lost their jobs. It's a place for people who have lost their parents, lost the love of their life, and even lost their children. It's a place for people who have lost their way, lost their faith, and worst of all, lost all hope. The church is a place for losers like us. Let's see who we are and how we are and how much we need and can help one another. We are the losers. God bless us, everyone. We ask this blessing for ourselves, for those we love, and for those we do not yet love. Amen.
May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be whole. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be whole. May we be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May we be filled with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. May we be whole.
And the Grinch, the more the Grinch thought of this, who Christmas sing, the more the Grinch thought, I must stop this whole thing. Why, for 53 years I've put up with it. Now I must stop this Christmas from coming. But how? Then he got an idea. He got an awful idea. The Grinch got a wonderful, awful idea. I know just what to do, the Grinch laughed in his throat. The Grinch, and he made a quick Santa Claus hat and a coat. And he chuckled and clucked. What a great Grinchy trick! With this coat and this hat, I look just like Saint Nick. All I need is a reindeer. The Grinch looked around, but since reindeer are scarce, there was none to be found. Did that stop the old Grinch? No, the Grinch simply said, if I can't find a reindeer, I'll make one instead. So he took his dog Max, then he took some red thread and he tied a big horn on the top of his head. Then he loaded some bags and some old empty sacks on a ramshackle sleigh and he hitched up old Max. Then the Grinch said, giddy up! And the sleigh started down toward the homes where the Whos lay a snooze in their town. All their windows were dark. Quiet snow filled the air. All the Whos were all dreaming sweet dreams without care. when he came to the first little house on the square. "This is stop number 1, the old Grinchy Claus hissed. And he climbed to the roof, empty bags in his fist. Then he slid down the chimney, a rather tight pinch. But if Santa could do it, then so could the Grinch. He got stuck only once, for a moment or two. Then he stuck his head out of the fireplace flue, where the little Who stockings all hung in a row. "These stockings," he grinned, "are the first things to go." Then he slithered and slunk, with a smile most unpleasant, around the whole room, and he took every present. Pop guns and bicycles, roller skates, drums, checkerboards, tricycles, popcorn, and plums. And he stuffed them in bags. Then the Grinch very nimbly stuffed all the bags, one by one, up the chimney. Then he slunk to the icebox. He took the Who's feast. He took the Who pudding. He took the roast beast. He cleaned out that icebox as quick as a flash. Why, that Grinch even took their last can of Who hash. Then he stuffed all the food up the chimney with glee. "And now," grinned the Grinch, "I will stuff up the tree." And the Grinch grabbed the tree and he started to shove when he heard a small sound like the coo of a dove. He turned around fast and he saw a small Who, little Cindy Lou Who, who was no more than 2. The Grinch had been caught by this tiny Who daughter, who'd got out of bed for a cup of cold water. She stared at the Grinch and said, "Santa Claus, why? Why are you taking our Christmas tree? Why?" But you know, that old Grinch was so smart and so slick. He thought up a lie and he thought it up quick. "Why, my sweet little tot," the fake Santa Claus lied, there's a light on this tree that won't light on one side. So I'm taking it home to my workshop, my dear. I'll fix it up there and I'll bring it back here." And this fib fooled the child. Then he patted her head and he got her a drink and he sent her to bed. And when Cindy Lou Who went to bed with her cup, he went to the chimney and stuffed the tree up. Then the last thing he took was the log for their fire. Then he went up the chimney himself, that old liar. On their walls he left nothing but hooks and some wire. And the one speck of food that he left in the house was a crumb that was even too small for a mouse. Then he did the same thing to the other Who's houses, leaving crumbs much too small for the other Who's mouses.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. You really are a heel. You're as cuddly as a cactus. You're as charming as an eel, Mr. Grinch. You're a bad banana with a greasy black peel. You're a monster, Mr. Grinch. Your heart's an empty hole. Your brain is full of spiders. You've got garlic in your soul, Mr. Grinch. I wouldn't touch you with a 39.5-foot pole. vile one, Mr. Grinch. You have termites in your smile. You have all the tender sweetness of a seasick crocodile, Mr. Grinch. Given the choice between the two of you, I'd take the seasick crocodile. You're a foul one, Mr. Grinch. You're a nasty, wasty skunk. Your heart is full of unwashed socks. Your soul is full of gunk, Mr. Grinch. The three words that best describe you are as follows, and I quote, stink, stank, stunk. You're a rotter, Mr. Grinch. You're the king of the sinful sides. Your heart's a dead tomato squashed with moldy purple spots, Mr. Grinch. Your soul is an appalling dump heap overflowing with the most disgraceful assortment of deplorable rubbish imaginable. Mangled up in tangled up nights. You nauseate me, Mr. Grinch, with the nauseous super nos. You're a crooked jerky jockey and you drive a crooked horse, Mr. Grinch. You're a three-decker sauerkraut and toadstool sandwich with arsenic sauce.
It was dawn. All the Who's still abed, all the Who's still a snooze when he packed up his sled. Packed it up with their presents, the ribbons, the wrappings, the tags and the tinsel, the trimmings, the trappings, 3,000 feet up the side of Mount Crumpet. He rode with his load to the tip-top to dump it. Pooh-pooh to the Who's. He was Grinchishly humming. They're finding out now that no Christmas is coming. They're just waking up. I know just what they'll do. Their mouths will hang open a minute or two, and then all the Who's down in Whoville will all cry boo-hoo. That's a noise, grinned the Grinch, that I simply must hear. So he paused, and the Grinch put a hand to his ear, and he did hear a sound rising over the snow. It started out low, and it started to grow. But the sound wasn't sad. Why, this sound sounded merry. It couldn't be so, but it was merry. Very. He stared down at Whoville. The Grinch popped his eyes. Then he shook. What he saw was a shocking surprise. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, was singing without any presents at all. He hadn't stopped Christmas from coming. It came, somehow or other. It came just the same.
Please join us in singing the Christmas song. Feel free to stand as you are able. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire, Jack Frost nipping at your nose, Yuletide carols being sung by a choir, and folks dressed up like Eskimos. Everybody knows a turkey and some mistletoe
And the Grinch with his Grinch feet, ice cold in the snow, stood puzzling and puzzling. How could it be so? It came without ribbons. It came without tags. It came without packages, boxes, or bags. And he puzzled 3 hours till his puzzler was sore. Then the Grinch thought of something he hadn't before. Maybe Christmas, he thought, doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas, perhaps, means a little bit more. And what happened then? Well, in Whoville, they say that the Grinch's small heart grew 3 sizes that day. And the minute his heart didn't feel quite so tight, he whizzed with his load through the bright morning light, and he brought back the toys and the food for the feast, and he himself, the Grinch, carved the roast beast.
Well, well, well. Look who put back all the Christmas stuff he took and decided to join us. The Who's do not say to the Grinch. I could tell you that through community, the Grinch is saved from the hell of consumerism and isolation. I could tell you that even without boxes and bags, the Who's gather to sing and find in the echoes of their song the true spirit of the season. I could tell you that even the Grinch, even the biggest, baddest, stunk, the one worse than a seasick crocodile, couldn't stop Christmas. And therefore, neither can any obstacle or stress or sorrow stand between you and the joy that awaits. I could tell you that when I'm a little grouchy, particularly about some song or other that doesn't lift my heart precisely in the way that I want it to, I go to the choir and I ask for an attitude adjustment so they can grow my grinchy little heart a few sizes and prepare me for one of the most important tasks of community life, which is to delight in each other's delight. I won't tell you any of that. What I will tell you is this. He puts the presents back. He lays the food for the feast on the table. And having made his amends, he does not slink away in shame. His heart grew, and he was able to enjoy the feast. You can imagine his stress and his sweaty palms as he carves the roast beast. Will they hate me forever for what I've done, even though I tried to fix it? Will they deny me a place at the table? Will I always be almost unwelcome because of something I did before? But no, the invitation to the feast is laid out even for the Grinch. Are there invitations that await you? Invitations to a new way forward, amends in relationships, something glorious on the other side of something painful. I assume that none of you have tried to steal Christmas. Perhaps, though, you have done things you're not proud of. Is there a feast awaiting you if you can set aside your pride and take your place at the table? How many sizes can your heart grow this season? A season, after all, with love at the center of it. May it be so for you and so for us all. Amen. Once again, our offering this month is split with the minister's discretionary fund. You have heard it said that the good news is that we've got the money, and the bad news is that it's in your pockets. So, Needs are high, especially end-of-year financial needs are high. The excellent news is that people know to reach out to us when they're in a tight spot. We are becoming more effective at distributing the resources at our disposal to help with medical bills, rent, groceries, staving off hunger, getting people their meds, forestalling eviction, providing a rest and a respite from financial distress until the next paycheck comes in. You make this giving possible. Though the size of your wallet and the size of your heart are not related, nonetheless, I hope that your contribution grows 3 sizes this day. If you're in need of the minister's discretionary fund, please do reach out. If you'd like to make a contribution for our offering to be split with the MTF, you can do so at the link in the description of this video. You can take out your phones. Will you do this? Actually, I just want to practice. Take out your cell phones. Obviously, the amount that you give or not is, nobody's looking, but we're just going to do a little group practice. If you have phones, there's a phone number in your order of service. This is a great time to just text it and just make sure it works. I suppose you could also mail a check. Ushers will come forward to collect the offering, which will now be gratefully received through whatever medium you choose to share. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live.
Children sleeping, snow is softly falling, dreams are calling, like bells in the distance. We were dreamers not so long ago. But one by one we all had to grow up. When it seems that magic slipped away, we find it all again on Christmas Day. Believe in what your heart is saying. Hear the melody that's playing. There's no time to waste. There's so much to celebrate. Believe in what you feel inside. Give your dreams the wings to fly. You have everything you need if you just believe. Trains move quickly to their journey's end. Destinations are where they begin again. Ships go sailing far across the sea. trusting starlight to get where they need to be when it seems that we have lost our way. We find ourselves again on Christmas Day. Believe in what your heart is saying. Hear the melody that's playing. There's no time to waste. There's so much to celebrate. Believe in what you feel inside. Give your dreams the wings to fly. You have everything you need if you just believe. If you just believe. If you just believe. If you just believe. Just believe. Just believe.
Will you join me in our chalice extinguishing words? We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
If you're online and you'd like to get more connected, click the link in the description of this video and fill out the contact form on our website. If you're in person, fill out a pink card at the visitors table or use the link on our website. Pop quiz, what day of the week is Christmas Eve? Sunday. Do we have service Sunday morning? No. What time are the services? 4:30 to 6:30. Which one's live streamed? 6:30. When's the 4:30 over? 5. Why? Yeah, so no one has to drive home in the dark. What happens in between them? Amazing. You all know, you all know. Here's something else. What, will I ever email you and tell you to email me urgently? No. Okay, will I text you, please buy gift cards? No. These are? These are scams. Oh, Merry Christmas, everyone. It is the season for extra scams. Many clergy and their congregations get scammed at this time of year. So I got a lot of texts from you saying, I don't think this is right. So, just continue to prepare each other, vaccinate each other against the scams, if you will. We have no religious exploration class for any ages today, though, of course, I will tell you that some of the most important religious education I have ever received is how to feed each other and how to clean up together. So you're all invited to potluck right after service. Thank you so much to our guest musicians. Thrilled to have you. If you want to stick around for potluck as well, you're more than welcome. We'd love to have you. May I be filled with loving kindness. May you be filled with loving kindness. May we be filled with loving kindness. May all our hearts grow those 3 sizes, which the world sorely needs. Go in peace. Amen. Place your hands over your hearts as we sing our benediction hymn. We wish you a Merry Christmas.
Christmas, we
Let's find one that's okay.